up?
You're live, by the way.
Oh my god, my headphones are so loud.
Yeah, so we're live right now, but we got a few minutes. So I'm gonna grab coffee. Where's my
My laptop keeps randomly starting up in the middle of the night. I have no clue why.
That's fucked. Alright, I'll be right back.
Sure. What's up, guys? How are you doing? We already got 4 viewers. How are you guys doing? I am sleepy as hell, as you can hear my voice. Woke up literally like 10 minutes ago. But that's good. This podcast helps me wake up, and hopefully helps you wake up too. And he's back. Whoa, dude, we're at all-time high. 7 watching right now.
I know, dude. Alright, we're gonna get started. Oh, the fucking scene's messed up. Hold up. My bad. Uh-oh, technical difficulties. What did I do? Wait. Oh shit, that was pretty cool. What did I do?
You just made your browser smaller, it looks like.
Did that go into the stream? Hold up. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
I hear, but I don't see anything. Yeah, I know. Sorry, my bad. My bad, Brian.
Copyright-free.
I literally don't know what I'm doing. I think it worked. It should have. Yep. Okay. Yeah, that was cool. Okay, so we had we had our first transition from the video. I didn't know I could do that. There's this thing you can slide, and it like makes it all sorts of wacky. Good morning, everybody who's tuned in to this kind of sleepy 9 a.m. I guess Aakash and I decided it'd be a good idea to try to find polar bears in Minecraft till like midnight, and then realized we had to get up and do this. So
yeah, and then after that, I didn't go to sleep till like 1. I was just on my phone for a bit.
Same. Yeah.
But we're here. We made it on time. We finally started at 9 a.m. as we said would.
Yep. We had
another record timing.
We had minor technical difficulties. That's just me not knowing how to use OBS. But yeah, for the most part, it worked.
Oh.
So Aakash, we're going to start off with our first segment. How did you improve your life yesterday?
Oh my god, that's I forgot we were doing this.
Let me fix my hair while you think.
My life, I thought it downgraded yesterday because I didn't do my daily drawing, but then later in the day, I decided to run again. Not outside because it was raining, but on the little elliptical we have at home, which is better too because I have a little knee injury, so kind of need to be on that elliptical. So that's what I did.
Very cool.
What about you, Zach?
Yeah, so yesterday I woke up and I didn't get to do my morning workout. Obviously, I can't go to the gym during these extraordinary times. So I was like, okay, well, we gotta figure out how to work out somehow. So my dad ordered a bunch of mulch for mulching. So they were just mulching outside, and I was like, it'd be really good if I could turn that into like a workout So it pretty much turned into like a full body workout of me shoveling and shit. In between, I do like push-ups, so it was
Oh,
good.
nice,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah. We
nice.
got we got a good pump, as I'm sure a lot of the chat saw yesterday who was there. Also, I did some drawings. All right, the Buddha. I redid the Buddha. Okay, okay. So this is the original Buddha. It looks like a fucking penguin. Um, the inspiration is this cup. That's a cup. And then this one's so much better. There you go. It's a lot better. I signed it. There's Buddha. So not bad. I'm proud of that. What else did I do? I did sketches. Yeah, I guess together we planned out the podcast a little better. Got our shit
A bit
together
more.
from last time. So I think that's good.
1% better every day is the goal.
Hmm.
So our 1% today was actually getting started on time.
Yep. And
Yesterday was having a couple topics ready, and then we'll keep upping the quality like that.
shit, I was supposed to bring a topic. Oh no.
Damn it, Zach, that's
No,
1%
it's
work.
okay. It's okay. We usually figure it out on the spot. Um,
No, what? No, one thing is we left off here yesterday. I want to talk about deja vu because
mm,
my tripod was a bit to the left yesterday, and then Zach was saying something. The deja vu hit me completely. I'm like, holy shit, I've definitely seen him say that exact thing in this exact setting before. I was just freaking out for a second. So, what are your thoughts on deja vu? You think it's real, or do you think it's like a mental spasm or something?
could be a glitch in the matrix.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? It's not
that's what I
perfect.
want to believe.
It's a bug. Yeah, no, I've had deja vu as well. I do. It probably is a mental spasm, where it's just like very similar because I've had that before. Not yesterday, but sometimes you just have deja vu and you're like, huh, this is similar. You're probably just recalling an event that was very similar or something. I don't know too much about deja vu, but that, that's what I think.
So you think? Yeah, I came up with this theory with my friend back in California over the summer. We thought we did. This was crazy. We were just at a bar one night, and everyone else had left, so it was just us, and we were just coming up with all these crazy theories. And one of the biggest ones we kept talking about was about dreams and how we thought dreams and something like deja vu is. You know how they say when you die, you relive your life chemically in the last 7 seconds?
Like your life
And
flashes
it took
before your
that.
eyes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What if, since in your dreams, right, time is slowed down? So what if once you die, you relive your entire life in the 7 seconds, but since time is slowed down, it feels like you're the normal life, and things like deja vu, it's just flashbacks of your future you already know happened a long time ago.
Interesting. So, well, like, so would that put you in an infinite loop of living, um, where it's like you technically your life flashing before your eyes happens in your life, so you're in an
Yeah,
infinite loop,
exactly.
so you just keep reliving it.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of sick.
right? So,
So
but
maybe
then
that's
that
deja
brings up
vu.
the question, right? Do you really have any control if you're in the dream? Because if they're all dreams, right? If it's an infinite loop, then most likely there's like a one in infinity chance that this is real life. There's a higher probability that you're actually just in your flash right now, one of the flashes in the loop.
Interesting.
So do you have any control, or is it just flashes you're living over?
If you have no control, I feel like it makes it easier. You just let go and just go with the flow, man. You know what I'm saying?
Go with the flow.
Just enjoy life.
But I guess but since we went through the same mental processes of making decisions when we were actually alive, it would still feel like you're still making these decisions It feels like you have all this choice, but actually you already did it all anyway.
Interesting. So you're kind of just watching from a first person perspective.
Exactly. But you feel as if you're controlling since you did once control.
Corey says, I think I have choice. Corey's enjoying this.
Why do you think you have choice, Corey? If there's a 1 in infinity chance that you're dead right now.
Here, there's a delay, so let's type. Why do you think that? It'll fight the delay, the awkward silence.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm. While that's happening, I'm gonna put on some Ulta lotion, our sponsor today. No, I'm just kidding. Ooh. Oh yeah.
What does that mean, man?
You want to elaborate, Corey? Okay. Because non-deterministic Turing machines.
Dude, no clue what that means. let me type it.
I think they're Alan Turing, you know.
Maybe we'll have Corey as a guest
Corey's
one
a
day
guest.
too.
Okay.
Guys, we're accepting guests.
Yeah, so if you want to be a guest, just literally text me, and then tell us something you might want to talk about, because we don't want to just have someone sitting here, you know. We'll like zoom you in. I'll make a transition. We'll practice.
Have choice and transition. See, Corey, anything you know about Turing machines and all the things you studied, what if it already happened? And of course, since
Brian says a great thing to say.
What of course, it feels like it's all happening and you have choice, but you're just reliving everything exactly as you once lived it.
Okay.
That's the whole theory. And I feel like, how would you ever be able to find out? How would you ever be able to disprove that?
Interesting. Maybe we could have Corey into the as a guest. He can explain what he's talking about. You know.
Yeah.
It's like I'm kind of lost.
No,
we got to read more fucking Wikipedia articles to get into this shit.
That's right. Yeah. I agree. But yeah, no, I just want to take a quick dive into deja vu and dream theory. Zach, while we're talking about crazy shit like this, bring up lettuce theory real quick.
Oh, lettuce theory. Okay. So I was thinking about time travel, and my theory was this is why it doesn't seem plausible to me, because what if you're eating a salad before you jump into your time machine and you go back in time? So that lettuce, if it's still in the grocery store, like, does it follow you? How does that work? That's like assuming like your body just teleports and stuff like that or whatever. But the lettuce though, where does the lettuce go? Does it disappear from your stomach? Does it come with you? And so that's the fucking first question for or the first problem we have to solve for lettuce theory. And then Aakash came up with a solution.
Yeah, I forgot what exactly I came up with, but pretty much what I said was I don't think the lettuce would disappear. I think because if the lettuce were to disappear, you would have to disappear too, because you would also be in the past. What I think is that's if you look at it's depending on how you look at time, right? Because it's like if you look at pretty much conservation of energy, I think as long as it's conserved through time, that's okay. Because when you go back to the past, you're still missing from the future. So that so it's still balanced. There's a point in time where you're still not there. And if you go back to the same time you came from, so you are there, well, time still passed for you. So it's still shortened your life from however long you'd be living. so you still lost a little bit of time through aging. And same with the lettuce, I guess. It still went through the digestion process for the lettuce. So I think because of that, nothing would like disappear or anything. You'll be fine.
Very
But
strange.
what do you think would happen if you changed something in the past? Do you think it would like branch off into a new timeline, or do you think it would affect your actual timeline?
Well, it depends on the way you look at it. Do you think there are infinite amounts of possibilities for different timelines, or is there just one timeline? Um, I don't think it would.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't think it would branch. I think it would just fuck up the future, and you would disappear, depending on when you do it.
How so? How do you think that's based on how do you think time travel would work? How do you think it would work?
Oh God, dude, these are fucking like deep questions. Um, See, my time travel has always been like. See, I've never really thought that going backwards was possible. I do think going forwards is possible. That's my stance on time travel. As you
Well,
can
we're going forward right now.
well you could yeah, but you could go forward faster if you wanted. If that
Gotcha. But
makes
you'd
any
never be able
sense.
to. Would you be able to come back to the original time?
No, you'd be stuck.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
if you fly close to the speed of light around the planet, um, time changes and you'll realize that time passed quicker for people. Um, or no, fuck, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Time passes slower for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then
But
time passes
here's the
quicker for
thing,
the people
though.
on Earth.
Here's the other way. That's if you go faster. What if you find a way to slow yourself down? Imagine you stay there, but the entire Earth travels in the speed of light and comes back. The other way.
I think you would just age and be an old
That
man.
way, okay, no, you're right,
Yeah,
you're right.
you
Yeah,
would
you
just
would age.
age,
You would
and then everyone
age.
would be like, "What the fuck happened?"
Yeah, okay, okay.
Yeah,
No,
that
no,
makes
that's it.
sense.
That's correct.
Okay, okay.
Interesting. Yeah, no, that's true, especially yeah, with the future. Also, there's this one theory, nothing proven. I was watching this like huge video where it's talking about different dimensions where time one common theory is that time is the fourth dimension. And then it says that if you get control of the fourth dimension, you wouldn't necessarily be able to travel through time, but you'd be able to travel instantaneously.
In the fourth dimension.
Yeah, so you'd be pretty much able to teleport. It's a thing if you get access, but it's only when you get access to the fifth dimension that you get travel through time. I gotta find the exact video,
No,
but
I think
it's something like that.
that's the way I viewed it too. It's because third dimension, you know, it's what we're living now. But then the fourth dimension, it's basically time. There's some kid on YouTube who did like a thing on it where he built like the first dimension, which was just like a line, and then he had two dimensions,
Right.
which was a square. Have you seen that video? And then like inside was a smaller square, and I was like, that's kind of like, I feel like that's time at that point. And he said it was time as well.
Yeah, I don't get how that's a uncommon theory. I don't get how fourth dimension is time. Like, where do they get that from? Do you have any idea?
No idea. Corey said Minowski space time. It's
Minovsky
4D.
space time.
Dude, we gotta read about this shit. Complex.
No, it's mathematical physics. Minovsky space is a combination of three-dimensional Euclidean space and time into a fourth-dimensional manifold, where the space-time travel space-time interval between any two events independent of the inertial frame of reference in which they are recorded. Yeah, I've never heard of it's a Minkowski space-time theory, but something similar I did see about is when they pretty much use time as a coordinate, because you know how when we see something far, like a light year away, how
Yep.
we're technically seeing the past. It's done in a way where you can pretty much, no matter which angle you're looking at it from, um, depending on where two objects are in not just space but space time, you can see like exactly where and when that object is and how to get to it in that space time. If
Interesting.
that makes sense. Yeah. I don't understand it enough to explain it properly. I gotta watch the video again. I know I
Yeah.
binged a bunch of these videos like a year back.
Yeah. That's cool. Um,
Wait, so if we say there's a planet 1 light year away, right?
yeah.
And we can travel 1 light year per in a minute, say we achieve that technology.
Okay.
If we take a minute to travel to that planet, and then say we also have a telescope that can zoom in like a light year distance, if we take that telescope and travel to that planet and then put the telescope on Earth, would we be able to see what Earth looked like 1 year ago?
Yeah. Or I think so. Yeah, theoretically. Like let's assume you teleported over instantaneously and you looked at Earth. And let's assume it's like a year distance for the light to travel. Then yeah, you would see what the Earth looked like a year ago.
Yeah. But I guess that's although bounded by the universe where like the max speed we can theoretically achieve is light speed.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
1 light year is going to take 1 year to travel.
There's arguments that it's impossible to travel the speed of light. So it might not be the most feasible way anymore to travel in space. You know what I'm saying? Anymore. It's like we haven't done it. Like there's theories of like wormhole travels and stuff like that. But even that is way some way.
Hold on, let's see what Corey and Brian are talking about. You say we live in the fourth dimension already. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say
Yes,
that.
I would say that. I'd say we technically live in all the dimensions,
Yeah,
but
and
we
dimensions.
only live in a plane of the fourth dimension, which is the third dimension. So we haven't found a way to escape that plane and transfer through different planes yet, is what I'd say.
And dimensions.
In general relativity, they treat time as the fourth coordinate. In quantum mechanics, time is a parameter. That's why they don't agree. Whoa. Yeah, dude. Whoa, indeed.
Shit.
Oh, man.
That's wacky.
Stuff is whack. Again, I wonder how much we're going to see in our lifetime.
We should have a Physics Thursday where we talk only physics for the whole podcast.
Yeah, maybe we could theme the days, and then that
Physics
can
Thursday.
see. Yeah.
I gotta read up on
Startup
this shit.
Saturday.
Startup Saturday. Depression Monday.
Yeah, facts. All right, that's cool. That's cool though. But yeah, I think I might have told you this before, Zach, but one of my friends in True is really about extending his life.
Oh yes.
He's like completely vegan.
Vegan.
It was actually surprising living on Soylent for a bit, saying that was pretty good. But he's just and he runs a lot, tries to keep his body in really good physical condition. And he said even the average person like us who aren't doing that at this point are probably going to live until 120 years ish, unless you get hit by a train or something.
Yeah, true. Or get corona.
Yeah.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I think we are going to live to 120. Healthcare is getting better and better, so it's plausible.
Yeah.
Like there's people now who are like 115, and
but not many.
Chilling. Not many.
He's saying like the average person.
Yeah.
And he also says apparently there's a lot of research on de-aging cells going on right now, and we're like as close as a couple of decades away from learning how to do it. So you can be 50 but go through like a cell de-aging process. So you're actually 50 but you'd be like 40 or
You
like
look
30 or
40.
something.
You're 100
Yeah,
years
you'd
old and
look
look
and feel
20.
40.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And he said something like that might be the process might be able to repeat again and again. So you could be like 100 but still be 40. So you might be able to freeze yourself at a certain age.
Hmm.
And at that point, apparently the problem is to figure out what new diseases humans might get if you hit ages like 150 and 160 and finding cures for that.
Also overpopulation.
Yeah. Well, I so it's kind of screwed up. I don't think that would be an issue because I'm guessing something like de-aging would only be available to the
That's fair.
richest of populations.
That's fair. Well, what if eventually it gets to the point where, let's say 100, 200 years later, it's cheap enough where it is like getting just a flu shot? You know what I'm
I
saying?
see.
Like it becomes available, like most products, it becomes available to the public.
Well, at that point would be, I think 100, 200 years. By then, dude, like taking back our conversation yesterday, we definitely must have colonized some other
Okay, that's
neighboring
fair.
planet, right? So I think we would find a way to
They'll create
distribute
a
the people.
they'll create a market for overpopulation problems because that's usually just what happens.
Yeah.
So then back to our topic on will there be wars for the moon and Mars and stuff? Probably because people are going to need that space, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And once they get that space, and now let's zoom forward another couple hundred years, you think travel between those planets is going to be pretty common? Like, how I can just go to India if I want to. Well, not right now, but in general,
Well,
I
yeah,
can.
yeah.
Would I be able to go to Mars if I wanted to? Or is like travel going to be hard? So the populations are going to start evolving separately, diverging into two completely different species at one point.
I think it. I think it'll get easier. I always like view history and stuff proportional to each other. So it was like traveling over that mountain, like thousands and thousands of years ago, was like borderline impossible. Um, Traveling across the ocean in a boat was like borderline impossible. Traveling to the moon was like impossible. I think it just they'll keep improving eventually, and we'll get there. And it'll probably be we'll get to a point where people are like, "Oh, I need my interplanetary TSA pre-check or some stupid shit like that," to try to make the process quicker.
Okay, okay. So you think it'll still be one human race will be able to maintain that?
Of course, yeah. Um,
Mm.
like right now, the only way to really travel quickly across the country is through an airplane. But
Hmm.
what if the Hyperloop? We're probably going to be old people by the time the Hyperloop, if it does, takes over, and we can just, zip between city to city. And then maybe, I think Brian and I were talking about this, but maybe we have like mini cities, like Stores Center popping up a lot frequently
Oh, right, right. Yeah,
because
you guys were telling me.
we no longer would need everyone to live in the same area. It's like you can just get like a 10-minute hyperloop across the country and work in Chicago and come back and live in like the suburbs. Um,
Interesting.
Honestly, I'd vibe with that if I could live in like the countryside, zip 10 minutes into the city and then come back.
Oh yeah, dude, for sure, for sure. Yeah, that'd give you so much options,
Hmm.
and it would make that trade-off better because a lot of times people have to trade off where they live because of their job and commute. But it'll
Hmm.
take that issue out of the equation. All right, that's chat's popping off
Brian
right now.
says hyperloops are a thing. I mean, they're a thing. I just mean like common where you can just it's like for everybody around the
You
country at
watch
least.
Altered Carbon, Corey. What is Altered Carbon? Is that the show where like you die, but you take you can like put your USB or something in another shell and pretty much relive. So I think my old CEO was telling me it was a good show, and I've been meaning to watch it, but I never have.
Brian told me to watch that. I might start watching it.
What do you mean by people will always forget for space? Oh, for diverge. Think of the Native Americans.
What about them?
Oh, how like nobody knew the Native Americans were there in America, or Everyone has a stack. Okay. I'm guessing it's talking about altered carbon.
Interesting.
Hmm. Yeah, and then flight. And yeah, I that also gets me thinking when you get something that says as Hyperloop, what if I was talking about this with my roommate over the summer about teleportation, and what if that was established, right? Because I think that would be a huge game changer. You wouldn't need flights anymore. You wouldn't need you wouldn't need hotels anymore. Because I can go to Bali, spend a day, come back, sleep in my own bed, and then again go to the Great Barrier Reef in Australia the next day, and it'd all be instant. And then at that point, right, I think that would really bring the borders down because you'd be able to go anywhere. You wouldn't need even roads or cars or anything, assuming teleportation is like public transport. You wouldn't need any other form of travel, really.
Interesting. Well, I think do you think like the home would have its own teleportation device like a car? So it's like in your garage, you're like, all right, let me go teleport to the grocery store or something. And you just
Yeah,
teleport
exactly.
over.
Well, why would you teleport to the grocery store? We already have things like GoPuff or something. People just load it up in their teleporter. It arrives at your doorstep, even easier than ever before. Like
That's a good point.
delivery, like instantaneous delivery. Amazon, dude, one day, no, 1 minute delivery. They can get it that fast.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's true. But I guess so if you want to go to work, would you just use your home teleporter and teleport to work?
Yeah, exactly. Like I could still be living in India with my grandparents or something, go to work in Silicon Valley, and then stop by wherever you are for dinner, and then go back.
Right on.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Um, yeah, that's interesting. What if you're just chilling and it bugs out and some random bum just teleports inside your bedroom? He's like, oh shit, wrong house.
Well, that's the thing, dude. There would have to be a lot of security built around it.
Yeah, of
Because
course.
a huge issue would be
You teleport a bomb to someone's house.
robbers and hackers would become one thing. They would learn how to hack the teleporters to come rob your house or get into anywhere they want.
Hmm.
But but yeah, that would completely again travel industry, trucking, hotels, all of that I think would die down. It would all just be teleportation.
It depends on what you can teleport to. So can you teleport like mass quantities of stuff, do you think?
Yeah, so
Like a pallet?
I think it would be like a question of energy, right? I think it would be like if you have the energy, if you have the electricity or something to spend on it, then yeah, you just make a large teleporter and you transport the entire pallet.
Interesting. Dude,
Yeah, Corey
that'd be
says
fucking
who had
cool.
access to teleport where? Yeah, yeah, exactly. You'd probably need some way to authenticate where you can teleport. You know how businesses you swipe in with your ID
Yeah.
probably need something like that. Except maybe it'll all be stored based on your bio data. There'll be use a blockchain to make it decentralized
Fucking
database.
blockchain.
Uh, well, they're trying like identification, something like Uport. They're trying like a way to get your identification digital but still secure and immutable. So that way you don't have to carry around a license or anything. It's just there with you anywhere you go
I'd fuck with that. Honestly,
based on your ID.
if I could get all my data inserted into my arm and I don't have to fucking touch anything, like I go into a store and I just arm.
You just boop.
I don't even touch it. It's just like that.
Yeah, no, imagine you just have like an NFC chip in one of your fingers and then data stored somewhere else in your arm and you
Yeah,
just like yeah, communicate like that.
I was thinking, like, why do we have to still touch elevator buttons and stuff? Why do we have to interact with our fingers when you could interact with an NFC chip and avoid getting things like corona and the common cold from touching dirty doorknobs and stuff?
True, true, true.
Like, the NFC
Um,
chips are cheap to like give to people. It's like you have a
yeah,
universal key.
they're very cheap.
Like,
I don't
imagine,
know how good are they? How often do they go bad? Like, would you have to get a surgery every couple of years or something?
well, like, you don't even have to do a surgery. You could just have like a little wristband with an NFC chip on it, or
I
like a
see.
ring,
Yeah.
because they're so small. So it's like we have a
Oh, a ring.
universal. What if there was like a standard country universal NFC chip? And so that NFC chip could interact with almost anything. So if you want to open a door, you just touch it with your NFC chip, or you want to like pump the Purell, you put your NFC chip, or you want to like change elevators, you put your NFC chip on the buttons.
And cybersecurity is going to become huge then,
I mean, yeah.
even bigger than it already is. That's yeah. I think whole new wave of cybersecurity. Uh,
Yeah,
ooh, cool.
Brian had some
That's a what?
NFC chips on like a tape roll. It was like a tape roll. They
Uh,
were like small.
yeah, Corey brought up a really interesting point. What if we get paid in energy? Because imagine we get to a point we can 3D print anything we needed. And so items aren't valuable. Like energy would be the most important asset.
So like energy, like
Like electricity.
electricity. So you get paid like
Yeah.
a battery.
But I mean, what one thing is, think about something like experiences, right? Say you want to do like a cruise ship or something. It would
Okay.
make no sense to trade. You could trade energy for that, but then it just becomes another source of currency.
Yeah, and then it's just like valued or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, it just becomes valued. Or you can just buy energy like you can now.
That's
Oh,
practically what
what's
backs
going
up
on in chat?
Bitcoin.
Yeah, I've been messing around with them recently. You can get them for like
Yeah, see,
all
that's cheap.
that all of industrialization. Would there be anything left to enjoy in the suburbs like trees? Huh.
Is
I
he talk?
guess
Are we talking about
that might become.
travel still, or
I think we're talking about like teleportation and
okay?
imagine we got rid of roadways and stuff like that. Would be have enough to enjoy in the suburbs? Maybe that becomes a luxury. Maybe parks become a luxury only a few can enjoy.
Well, treat it like a car. You don't just stay in the car all day. You go outside and hang out.
Well, right, but we don't have to live in the teleporter all
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
That's just a mode of transport. But then it all becomes going from one place to another. I guess you can still do what we do right now already is protect certain parks and certain wildlife.
Yeah.
Um, that's where those rights and it becomes more ethical at that point. That becomes a lot more important.
Well, it'd be better because you'd also like remove a lot of vehicles, so less
Yeah.
carbon emissions and stuff like that. If we're not fully electric, um, and have clean energy,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. We need to
so
have
like
clean energy because fully electric doesn't mean much if we're still burning coal to get that energy.
I have faith that eventually we're gonna run out of coal and oil. Um,
We'll have
and
to figure it out.
so this is the thing. This is the way I view like the whole climate change crisis is like you need a solution that's simple enough for people to adapt because you got to make like a simple product. Like why would I switch from coal as opposed to solar? You got to make it simple. Like most Americans or just people in general aren't going to go out of their way to like use some really complicated product. So for instance, the reusable straw, that shit, although okay, like put all the turtle stuff aside, but although it's like meant to reduce plastic, it's a lot more inconvenient than a straw. You know what I'm saying? Like carrying that shit around, having to clean it and stuff, that's so inconvenient. Um, so if you had a simpler solution that people could adapt that they don't have to think about, that's the best solution because people are just going to do it automatically. Like you need to reduce the barrier to entry in order to have a good solution. So like that's
I
why I think
guess.
like coal and stuff like that, it's gonna run out, and the industries are gonna say, okay, switch to solar and stuff like that. They're just not gonna have a choice because it's the better option because it'll be cheaper once scarcity runs
But
its
how
course.
much damage are we going to do if we get to a point where we run out of coal and we
That's a
run
good
out of,
point. That's
yeah.
why you need to make solar and wind much more, a lot cheaper and easier, so that you're like, why would I ever use coal as my energy source? There's so much extra shit you have to do for that. So as long as it's simpler and cheaper, people are gonna adapt to it, and then
Uh,
you know, coal and oil will disappear as long as we get to that point.
Hey, remember that one dude in the David's class we were judging with the solar panel that can become like 90% more efficient or something?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. You got it from the
I'm surprised
calculator.
he, what?
He said
Oh, the calculator
he
panel?
destroyed his calculator and took it out, and then like you know that's how he discovered it.
Because that's wild. If we can get something like that to go bigger than Yukon Research,
Yeah,
that would be insane, man. That would be a huge win for solar.
exactly. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. But again, I think it's a lot easier said than done because a
of
lot of people
course.
are obviously working
Um,
working towards making. So I guess what we can think about is what do we do in the meantime? How do we? Because again, solar is a lot more expensive right now. Yeah, I think other clean energy is also more expensive. How do we combat that?
plant more trees. Um, Part of it. So I had this solution with my roommate Greg. Um, if we think about how much land is used for farming, that includes cattle, because cattle also make up part of the air pollution because they like fart and shit, you know? So like, okay, so one solution is that if we all went vegan, that would solve a lot of problems. But that's obviously not going to happen because a lot of us like chicken nuggets, you know? Um, let's assume we find a way to make farm farms way more efficient. And so let's say 100 square feet of farm would equate to around 1,000 square feet of food. So you could go for either vertical farming or hydroponics. Let's assume it's not energy intensive like they are right now, which is why they're so expensive. But so now you could either do that or you could have better farming practices. I know there's this whole push for organic foods, but there was we studied this in geography. There was a actually it's a lot less efficient than like foods that have better farming techniques because organics usually tend to take up more land, more water, but like say GMOs, they need less water. They're less likely to get um, killed by insects and stuff like that. So if you reduce the farmland, you condense it all, and that is possible. It is happening right now. And then all the extra land you have, you start planting a shit ton of trees, and then you just wait like a very long time. Assuming we clean up like industry and stuff like that. So like
Yeah,
we switch to electric cars and renewable energy. So we're using like solar. There's no more coal. There's no more oil burning. Um, we can still have cows, but we need to have a way to contain their like shit and stuff like that. So you plant all these trees, and we just sit and wait, and the trees will clean it.
yeah.
That's the Zach plan.
That's the Zach plan.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's just a. You got to figure out how to execute the Zach plan. The plan's pretty good.
yeah, I know.
The
It's good on
executing it
paper, but it's
before we
hard.
collapse is a. So let's read chat real quick.
Ooh, they're boffing. They're enjoying this shit.
Yeah. Store Center and Blueback Square are experiments where that wind is getting a lot cheaper with the advent of offshore farms. That's
Yeah,
good. We won't run out before the switch. It's already cheaper to use electricity. Natural gas is going to be viable for another few decades. Okay. Yeah,
they.
right. Yeah, it's cheaper to use electricity, but I guess it matters where the electricity is coming from, right? So maybe it's easy to get out of oil, so at least we can eliminate one of them. And before they just open the straw, so we shouldn't be trying to push infrastructure, solar panels for people to buy the energy it produces like we do now. I have trouble understanding that sentence / question.
But the one thing, so if we do switch to electric cars, though, sometimes the energy that goes into those cars isn't clean. It's being produced by either a coal or an oil.
Yeah.
So that's also an issue. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, if we all switch to electric cars, we'll clean up." Maybe, probably not.
Maybe a small percentage.
It might move.
We'll be able to reduce it.
It might move the emissions to one place for a time, but we need to make sure like we're at the source.
What if we're going about it wrong? What if you can find a way to contain the emissions, the pollutants, and then repurpose it for something else?
Could do that, yeah. I mean, there was a dude, I saw this video of this dude who made this device that like was filtering air in China, and it made this like block of just like pure carbon and stuff like that. But it took like a really long time to make that block.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was it, just like a chunk of coal again?
I don't know. It was just like a block of just matter. I don't know what the fuck it did. But it's possible.
I agree,
clean
Corey.
the air. People shouldn't buy the panels. They should buy the energy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solar panels, as they're built right now, are still very bad for the environment due to heavy metals. That's true.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
What if? We got to go back to space travel.
Fart bags with oh, okay.
What if we created? So we're only thinking about the resources on Earth. Who the fuck cares what's on an asteroid? Like, who the fuck cares if we pollute an asteroid somewhere? You know what I'm saying? We go out there and we just mine asteroids and we come back. Or no, we go there, we mine asteroids, then we move it to Mars, create the solar panels, then take those solar panels and move it back to
Would
Earth.
solar panels be as efficient in Mars?
Maybe. It's a science question.
Because I don't think it would be. I think it'd be.
No, I mean you produce them. You produce them in Mars. It's just like
and then you ship them
It's
back
another
too.
stop in the supply chain. You know.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then you ship them
Oh,
back.
an intergalactic supply chain.
Yeah.
Oof. That would be cool. That'd be cool. Yeah, I mean that could work. Or what if we find a way to contain the pollution in bags and then just shoot it onto asteroids so they carry it away?
Yeah, I remember as a younger they were talking about getting rid of some nuclear waste and they were going to shoot it into the sun because like it's just going to obliterate it. Sounds kind of dangerous shooting nuclear waste in a rocket through space.
Oh, not nuclear waste.
Oh yeah. Like trash and shit.
Yeah. Nuclear waste into the sun. That's good. Yeah, that's another issue, right? How we store nuclear waste, because there's just like huge underground pits with just barrels of waste stored right now, I'm pretty sure.
Just fucking shoot it into the sun safely. That's so dangerous. That sounds so fucking dangerous though.
Yeah.
Like that shit fucks up and blows up. It's gonna like it's like a nuclear bomb, a dirty bomb. Ugh. Doesn't sound good.
I mean, maybe we gotta watch the trajectory of the asteroids. Put them on once going away.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are like, we don't have enough water on the planet or something like that. But again, there's plenty of asteroids out there with a shit ton of water that you could just tap into. I know it's easier said than done, but like we're not limited to our planet, Would you boys travel to Mars? Oh,
dude, Corey, check out our check out yesterday's video.
You're talking about sleeping with aliens and shit.
Yeah, That's exactly what we're talking about. But basically, Zach said even if it was one way, he would do it to establish a colony as long as he's like 40 or 50. And yeah, I'll let him talk more about that. I pretty much said, unless I knew there was a way back, I wouldn't do it.
I think I would thrive on Mars though, because colonizing a planet when there's nothing there is a very polymathic pursuit. It's like you need to know everything. It's um, you got to establish a government. You got to establish, you need the skills to fly over there, the navigation skills, the math behind stuff. You got to be in peak physical condition. Um, you got to be, you got to be, you got to be able to be comfortable with just being by yourself for a long period of time because that's what it's going to be. Um, yeah, I probably could do it. Not
A
now though.
conquistador.
Yeah, conquistador. I'd fuck with it. Not now. I still have some stuff I need to do here before I'm ready to do that. But like, imagine, it's like Minecraft. You can build the first Martian bar. You can brew your own beer on Mars. You can literally do whatever the fuck you want. It's your planet now.
Yeah, I guess the early days would be kind of cool, and you'd go down in the history books for sure.
Yeah, died of
All the
radiation.
all the half Martian, half human children
Ooh. Yeah, I
would
really
be
want to
about
know
you.
how fucked up the kids are going to be if you have kids on Mars.
I don't know. As long as we Yukon saying Mars infrastructure, yeah, as long as the infrastructure is similar to Earth's, and we're able to make like those huge like domes or however we make it, um, bringing like a small snippet of the Earth's atmosphere, I think they'll be fine.
Well,
But I guess we don't know. We don't know how like that affects her, how
yeah.
space affects biology like that.
Well, you could
Imagine the
also.
first child born in space,
That's true. But
first Mars citizen.
you could also terraform Mars. That's not impossible. Um, it's going to take a lot of work, but the best way to terraform Mars is to pollute it. You got to warm that shit up, um, to free the water within the surface, and then create oxygen and create like an atmosphere. So it's at least warm enough right now, um, where you could walk outside. Like the oxygen would be probably poisonous. So like imagine you could walk around no spacesuit. You just have like a helmet, like they do in Avatar. That's one way you could do it to make it more habitable.
Yeah, it have to be in a contained space though,
For
right?
terraforming,
You couldn't. Yeah,
you
would you
could
be
no,
able
you
to?
could you could terraform the whole planet theoretically. It's a lot of fucking work. You would have to
Yeah,
you gotta like release a shit ton of greenhouse gases to build that atmosphere. Um, it'd be poisonous at first until you can start getting plants that like filter out all that shit. So that's probably like 500-year project, 1,000-year project to like
it's like a
pollute Mars.
planetary reset. Wow.
Yeah, that would be fun to start. I I think the humans will probably do it at one point. Not impossible.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, I completely believe that.
Very expensive though.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
It's pretty different. What is different? Mars
Oh,
infrastructure or someone liked it. Fuck yeah.
that was again me.
Everybody in chat, drop a like, please. It's the only thing keeping. Yeah,
That's right.
it's the only thing keeping me going. Just kidding.
All right. Should we do something like a? It's almost 10, so should we do some closing segment type of thing? Something we discussed the last 15 minutes.
Sure. Thank you, Corey, for your like.
Maybe since we don't, no, I was gonna say since we don't talk about Corona, maybe we finish off with it, but I don't want to leave off
I
on a
don't want to
Corona
talk about
note.
Corona. It's old. That was fun a couple weeks ago, when no one was fucking listening. Jesus, kids these days. Ooh, sorry, chat. That was kind of gross.
Chat, what's like a good closing segment we could do?
I would like to watch again. Good, Corey. Every day at 9 a.m.
Hell yeah, man.
Sometimes it might not be live. We might need to like pre-record if something's going on. I'd say probably 9 a.m. for the next like 5-ish months, maybe. At least the next 2 months. We'll see what happens with our internships and stuff like that. But if I'm working remote, I could
Oh,
probably do it.
yeah. If you're in Cali, then 9 a.m. would become 6 a.m.
Dude, I should just quit my job and become a podcast star.
Go all in.
It's fun, man.
It is fun just talking about random things. That's I like the I like the progression though. Where did we take it from?
It's
Start with
from
deja vu
yeah, it's a deja
to
vu
the
to Mars.
dreams, to dreams, deja vu to dreams to where did we go from? Oh yeah, reliving your life again and again, talking about choice and stuff. Where did we go from there?
Teleportation or time travel?
Maybe we did time travel.
Altered carbon.
Yeah, and then like time travel and stuff, and yeah, the dimension, and then yeah, teleportation, all of that juicy stuff. Wow. Hey, I can help pull juicy topics, Corey. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you
True.
can.
We'll take guests eventually.
Yeah.
We're more ready than before, but soon once we get our
Yeah.
shit together.
Maybe we can like reserve a specific day of the week for guests, like a
Guest
Friday or
Tuesday,
something like that.
guest Friday.
Um,
I want to
yeah,
stream
we
more
got
stuff.
Q. Whoa, where's Dan at? Dan didn't show up. Dan said he'd show up and he didn't. We're
Fake
gonna have to revoke his guest pass.
privileges. Yeah. Wow, we did a good job. We're on time. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see what
Okay, so for Monday, I think we should read a Wikipedia article and talk about it, or read something and talk about what you learned, so we can turn that into a conversation.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We were gonna do that today, but I think getting here at 8:50 was a much better goal.
Wikipedia article. Maybe, yeah. You know, maybe we started off with the Wikipedia article. I'll be the opening segment, just talking about that, and then maybe we finish off with our goals and how we're gonna personally improve, and then talk about that.
What about what
Finish
you
off
did?
with a little bit of improvement. Yeah.
What you did to improve your life?
For those of you
Oh, this makes me look
who
stupid.
missed the beginning, we didn't improve. Well, I didn't improve much yesterday. I just started running a little bit again.
That's improvement.
Yep, that's
1% better every day.
Right. Today I'm gonna get back to drawing and do. Oh my god, I gotta film my YouTube video. I still gotta do that. I still gotta edit it. Oh my god.
My goal today is to plan the week. Really schedule in shit so I can fucking do stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that stops you from doing stuff is not doing it. I know that sounds stupid, but that's like the truth, you know?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It's like you need to plan it out and
this.
just forget about it.
Yeah, just do it.
Until you have to do it, and then just do it.
Don't hang up on the
Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm gonna change it. I like the planning the week. I'm gonna um read a quick summary of Atomic Habits and build a few Atomic Habits for the week.
Shit.
Atomic Habits is a book by James Clear where he talks about forming, like, just making minor tweaks and a way to add small habits. That way, they're easier to add and it's less friction for you. And eventually, it can develop into a full-on habit you're doing every day, and you can stack a bunch of atomic habits. So it's like the 1% better every day type of rule. Um,
Hmm.
all those tiny little habits add up until you're like a completely different person. And a lot of it is common sense and probably stuff if you're like in the self-improvement type of space. But it's a nice compiled in one place, and it gives you actual techniques to get from point A to point B.
Would anyone be interested in reading stuff that I write? Medium article.
Medium, what would you be writing?
Just random topics. How to invest, even though I'm doing shit right now, but that's okay. Uh, how to I don't know, just write stuff. It's to prepare me for the long haul for the book we're gonna write. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? Yeah, yeah.
I
Gotta
mean, the best
practice
way to
writing.
figure that out, Zach, is to write
It's true.
and see if people read. If you want to do it anyway, because even if people don't read, still get used to writing.
Corey would read my shit. Hell yeah.
I
But
love reading.
for the chat, I am thinking about writing about how Akash and I's startup, from my perspective. I think it is a good story. Like most people just see, they just see like the app and then like a couple headlines that showed up, um, but none of the shit in between or the shit after, the struggles we went through, the mental struggles after we had to quit and stuff like that.
Trials and
Um,
tribulations.
Trials and tribulations. I think a big part of it at the end is the after part, when we finally calmed the fuck down and reflected on that stuff. So I'm gonna. I got that's a fucking. I've never done a book before, so I'm gonna have to plan that shit. I gotta recall certain events, but I guess like, what else the fuck am I gonna do? You know, we're trapped.
Dude, that'd be dope.
Y'all can get a book. Whoever's in this chat gets a copy. I don't want to say free copy yet, but everyone gets a copy. I'll sign it.
Hey, I better be getting a free copy,
Yeah, no,
or
no, no.
else
The follow
be like, you
team,
can't use my name.
the follow team will all get a free copy, I guess.
Would Alec get a free copy?
Sure, why not? Like, I'm gonna have to be as honest as possible, so I'll even talk about the
Oh,
minor
that you
falling
have
out
to.
part.
That's
I have to, yeah. I'm gonna have to,
such a huge part of it.
yeah. So,
Because before that, I didn't realize how hard it is for a person to fire another person.
yep, that's pretty shitty. I don't want to say I regret anything. It's just shitty, and it's part of being human, and why we're
I mean,
mentally
I,
stable. You know, now, like
I think our approach was definitely a bit flawed, but
Well, okay,
we
yeah.
did what
In
had to
our
be done.
defense, it was kind of an ambush, but in our defense, we didn't have we've never done that before. We kind of just
Yeah,
ambushed the kid. We're all just sitting down.
yeah. Oh,
Hmm.
dude. Eh, yeah, that was bad.
Do you want to work on
But
a timeline to recall the events of the lore at some point, so we can
yeah, just hit me up. I'll,
okay, cool.
yeah,
We can
we'll
even
call
we could
some
live
stuff.
stream it.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty good.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, and that way, even through the live stream, we could talk about it. And dude, I still have the footage we recorded with the entire team
that's important.
at the post-mortem. So that'll give you some good insight.
That fucking. When I look at myself in that, I'm like, ugh, this fucking idiot. What the fuck's he talking about?
Uh,
Yeah,
But well, you'll have an insight into your mind set
it's
back
true.
then when it was all happening.
We got to get all the documents and shit. Jesus.
Is Loki still a thing? Maybe we could pull up like
Yeah,
Loki footage
there
too.
was some footage that we documented in there. He probably
We
has it on
we
like a hard drive somewhere. You know,
that's technically when the live streaming started, guys, during the follow days.
that's true.
Live streamed on Loki.
Or just like YouTube in general, like content creation. It was low key. Like looking back, Steve Jobs said you got to connect the dots looking backwards, and then like it just all makes sense. It all makes fucking
Yeah,
sense.
I gotta hit up Case and Andrew, see what they're up to. I don't think Loki's a thing anymore, but I could be wrong.
I think he got a job somewhere else. I'm not sure. Um, Sad that all these Yukon startups crashed and burned around the same time. He, oh,
Ashes.
yeah, I know. But it's like a phoenix, you crash and burn and then you do other cool shit with your knowledge and then you can write a book.
Yeah, and then the book will crash and burn, and you write another book,
Exactly.
and then another startup until something finally works.
I'd say if I lose my internship, I'll spend the summer doing this and writing and just content creating and doing other stuff. Maybe I'll find some freelance work. But yeah, that's my backup plan. Because it is realistic that I could lose my fucking job, as I know some of us in the chat also have that same struggle. But, I wouldn't be
Yeah,
mad with
dude.
Plan B. Plan B is not that bad. It's actually kind of cool, like doing all that stuff.
One person. I probably shouldn't say this on stream.
Okay.
We'll talk offline. We'll talk
Okay,
offline.
okay. Does that mean I think at that point maybe we should end?
Yeah, I say we call it
All right.
10:05 a.m. All right, dude. We were right on time today.
Yeah. Thank you all for joining. We'll be on at 9 a.m. tomorrow again. That one might be short because I have an exam at 10. So we'll figure it out.
We'll make
do
that
a
quick
short
one.
All right, I'm playing the music.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, wave to the camera.
Weird, because I don't listen. I can't hear the music.
Good night, guys.
See you guys.